Anyway, I'm Adrienne Spomberg. I am the Director of Communications and Science for ASLO and one of the PIs of the LOREX program, and excited to get this next group going. Yeah, so Adina?
Let me share my slides. I can do that. Okay, I'll open this. And share. Okay, can everybody see the slide?
Yep.
Okay, great. So welcome everybody. My name is Adina. I'm a faculty member at the University of California in Santa Cruz, and I'm helping Adrienne and the ASLO team coordinate the program. What we wanted to do today is spend a little bit of time to introduce the program, although most of this information is already posted on the website, but mostly it's to have an opportunity for you to ask questions if anything is not clear on the website and you would like to, get more information. So the program is an international research experience for students. It's an NSF-supported program, and the goal of the NSF for supporting such program is to develop a globally engaged U.S. science and engineering students that can do international research and feel comfortable doing international research and collaborating with the scientists in other countries. And for ASLO, the goal is to increase the communication among the ASLO members and enhance future careers of young scientists, limnologists, and oceanographers. The funding we have is for 3 years, and the first year is already running, and we're planning right now for the second cohort. LOREX, by the way, stands for Limnology and Oceanography Research Exchange. And the reason ASLO is invested in that is because we feel that, the waters don't have borders, and much of the problems that are facing the oceans and the lakes are global in nature, and we could increase our ability to address these problems by collaborating and working with each other. This program is unique because most other IRIS programs that the NSF funds provides money to PIs to take students and work with them overseas on the project that the faculty or the PI designed and planned. And while working in such a way, it definitely is fun and interesting, it really does not train students in the process of how to develop such a program, work with international partners, and kind of design their own project for themselves. And in that respect, the LOREX is unique because its goal is not for the PIs to design the program and the experience, but for the students. It's a bottom-up, student-driven experience to encourage students to incorporate international collaborative work as part of their future careers. And again, the focus is on anything in the aquatic sciences and aquatic research. Usually projects are related to what the student is already working on. And this experience should more accurately reflect how to conduct international research when you have your own lab and you're an independent scientist. But most important in this whole discussion or this whole explanation is that this is a collaborative project, meaning it's not driven by the student advisor, or the interaction with your host is not a student advisor relationship necessarily. The idea is that the student and the collaborator are more or less equal in terms of what they bring to the table. Obviously, your collaborator could be an established professor and maybe has more experience, but they should get something. Both parties should benefit from this interaction. So keep this in mind. You shouldn't be expecting that your collaborator will function as your PhD advisor and tell you what to do. You have to be the one initiating the project. So what are the goals of the LOREX program? It includes both research and education aspects. In terms of research, carrying out cutting-edge research that is relevant to oceanography and limnological programs. In terms of education, training students in initiating, coordinating, and executing research projects, participating in international research, functioning as part of a team, and experience of working across cultural environments. Now with that background, I want to go and explain a little bit what are the components of the program and the partners. So the program includes webinars and workshops, and these are open to all students, not necessarily only the students that will participate in the summer field program, and they will occur throughout the year. We'll advertise them. In addition, a smaller group of students will be recruited to actually or selected to actually participate in the field exchange and to conduct research for between 4 and 8 weeks over the summer. And there is a typo here. Oh, no, it's not a typo. The recruitment will happen in summer 2019. Then we'll have training workshops and other preparations between now, with a major event happening in February at the Ocean Science meeting in San Diego. I wrote an ASLO meeting, so each year it will be either ocean science or aquatic sciences meetings. And then in the spring and summer, the students will work with their collaborators to prepare for the research. There'll be some more webinars, and it culminates with the international research experience for this cohort over the summer of 2020. And then we will still have post-experience reflection, dissemination, sharing of your experience. And again, much of the sharing will happen in the next February, where you interact with the new cohort of students, and that will be in 2021. So it's a full year of experience. In terms of eligibility for the program, because the money that supports the students comes from the National Science Foundation, it is only U.S. citizens that are studying in a U.S. institution can be supported by the program in terms of the component that includes the summer research. You need to get a permission from your advisor, because we do not want to interrupt your learning and education experience. You also need a letter from your collaborator that agrees to work with you in that respect, and both letters will be uploaded with the application to the ASLO webpage. Another requirement is that any person that is part of the program will be an ASLO member. And membership is only $15. It's a good idea to be a member regardless. And finally, once you're admitted to the program, you have to participate in all of the scheduled activities of the program. The selection is based on a competitive proposal, and the evaluation of the proposal is based on intellectual merit, feasibility of your research, and that is really a collaborative project. So the role that your collaborators are playing in this collaboration, the benefit to the students. So how closely is it really contributing to your professional development? And there's also diversity and equity considerations that will be taken into account. In terms of the application, It will be online. The application is already open and it will be closed on July 31st. And each applicant will have to put a proposal in, which will include a cover page listing the title, name, institutes, and so on, an abstract summarize, and 5 keywords that are summarizing the research idea, and then the project description, which is limited to 5 pages. That includes exactly what you plan to do, with a section justifying why this is important to you and why the host institute and the role of the collaborators. So we can tell why it's really important to do this project overseas and with that person you're collaborating. And then obviously references, and as I said, letters from your advisor and your collaborator, which will be uploaded separately. Timeline. As I said, the application is open until July 21st. Today we have an information webinar, which will be recorded and posted on the web, and hopefully other people will have the opportunity to listen to it. We'll announce the participants that will go to the summer program in September, early September, and then there'll be another webinar in November. Between December and February, you will have webinars or information will be provided about each of the hosting sites. And then a lot of activities will happen in February during the either aquatic sciences or ocean sciences, in this case in San Diego. There'll be a day on the Sunday before the meeting, a full day of activities. We'll have a dedicated session and a town hall meeting at the minimum. And then between February and the summer, there'll be a few webinars, but mostly this is the time where you do all the detailed planning with your collaborators to get ready for the summer activity. And then, in the summer, you will participate in the activity, following again by another webinar in the fall to kind of share your experience. The program covers all of the participation activities relevant for the training at the Ocean Science meeting, travel from a main airport in the US to your destination, and then an allowance to cover housing and food expenses for between 4 to 8 weeks. You could stay longer, but we have money to only cover up to 8 weeks, although some of the programs may have additional funds to extend this stay. I want to emphasize that just to make it clear that we don't have money and it's beyond the scope of this program to actually fund the research expenses themselves, any materials, supplies, analysis, permits, shipping, and so on. So this is something that you should discuss with your advisor and your collaborator to see how to actually fund the program. And we recommend that you apply for small grants to do that. We also don't cover insurance or visas, although this should be insurance should, if you're a registered US student, and since this is part of your research work, as a student, most universities cover this insurance. The expectations is that you participate in all scheduled activities, present a poster or talk at your host institute, participate in formal evaluation of the program, which we will have, which means before you go on the summer activity, during and after you come back, you may be asked to fill questionnaires and contribute to the blog, website, social media, and reflection activities, and then participate in the next ASLO sessions, in the next either ocean science or aquatic science activities in February, and help the new cohort for next year as needed. But mostly we really want you to be safe and respectful to your hosts and collaborators, because this is the key for a mutual, productive, and beneficial interaction. Does anybody have questions until now before I describe our partners? Adrian, do you want to mute people?
I mean, there we go. I see Hannah is unmuted. I think people can unmute. Hannah, did you have a question?
I don't hear her. So
I don't hear anything either. Hang on. See if the chat's working. Oh, now she's remuted. Okay.
Okay. So we have partners from 9 countries and from 4 countries and 9 different programs within these countries that span a broad spectrum of marine and freshwater sciences and offer a diversity of research opportunities. There's 3 programs in Australia at Southern Cross University, 2 programs in Canada, one more oceanography and the other limnology focused. There's 2 programs in Israel, one in the Mediterranean and one in the Red Sea. And there's 2 programs in Sweden, one in the main campus at Umeå and one at Abisko, where the Abisko research station again is more limnologically focused, and both are relevant to climate research impacts. As you can see, they're spread all over the world and cover pretty much any amongst or overall cover any area in the aquatic sciences that we can imagine. So quickly going over all of the partners, although all of this information is present on the ASLO LOREX webpage. So the Department of Oceanography at Dalhousie University in Halifax, it's a very big and well-known oceanographic departments covering biological, chemical, geological, and physical oceanography. And the GRIL group is in Montreal, although it's a consortium of different universities, and they have access to the lake systems, do a lot of lake and large river delta programs. Again, more information could be found on the web about the GRIL program. And then in Australia, we have 3 institutes that are affiliated with Southern Cross University. One is at Coff Harbour in New South Wales, and that program is focused on coastal research and mostly on impacts that address marine resilience and ecosystem resources. The program at Lismore focuses on coral reefs, whales, and marine chemistry, pollutions, and fisheries. And another program at Lismore is focused on global change issues, nutrient eutrophication, greenhouse gases, hypoxia, and so on. The programs in Sweden are affiliated with Umeå University. There's people that can do their work on the main campus in Umeå, but there's also the opportunity to conduct research at the field station in Abisko, where there's, as you can see in the image on the right, a lot of lakes and a lot of lakes observing and lakes monitoring. So this looks at Arctic or polar systems with a lot of freshwater programs. In Israel, there's 2 programs. One is in the Mediterranean, in Haifa, and this Cherny School of Marine Sciences has some unique programs, including some archaeology and civilization, so submarine archaeology, as well as a very new department in marine technologies, focus on geosciences, but also marine biology. And finally, there is a program in the Red Sea where the field station is affiliated with lots of universities in Israel, but the focus is on oligotrophic systems and particularly corals and coral reefs. So what do you do to start? You have to think of a research idea and how, and it should be a feasible research idea. Discuss this with your advisor. Find a collaborator in one of these institutes. I would suggest putting together a short white paper and an email to introduce this collaborator and check if they're interested, and then work together on writing a proposal. And there's a YouTube video that Adrian and Brian Palermo prepared. A link is over here and will be posted on the LOREX webpage that discusses and gives more information about initiating collaborations. And with that, I'm happy to answer additional questions. So I'll unmute